never get tired listening to this song. So patriotic, so reflective of the reality of our history. This is Minister Louis Kolako. I've always wanted her to perform this music at some of our big national events. But again, this is where we are. Vandala Patrice is here somewhere on our compound. Will be coming very shortly. We have a range of discussion. Vandala has been writing a lot on Facebook. Sometimes I follow some of the things he says, some of the writings. And, it's just good to call to hear from him by his perspective of some of the issues.
The star is one republic, WC is for black people. We know Liberia is our home. The Declaration of Independence was signed in 1847. 11 nations of people, we are known as First Republic. The Lone Star shining evermore. The flash of Liberia is flying on the time. Showing allegiance, showing loyalty to this nation, Liberia. If my people who are poor by money, we humble themselves and seek my face, I will rise and heal their nation. Liberia will rise again. Nation will come to your rising. I prophesy. Kingdom will come to your life. Together, let's keep the peace. Cause in unity we will build our nation.
Come on.
Arise, Liberia, arise.
Arise and take your place. Yes. Let's rise as a nation and take our place once more. Where people who were deprived the rights and privileges to practice and be a part of governance in their country and part of their democracy, they will run to Liberia for rescue, and our leaders rescued them. We kept them here. I'm told Nelson Mandela ran here for rescue. Others ran here. I'm told JFK used to be one of the biggest referral hospitals around the sub-region. I'm told people came here from other countries. Went to Carleton University for education. They went to the University of Liberia here for education. They were all over the place. They came to our country. They came here because we had everything. Some of them were born here. That's the country we were. Let's rise again. Okay, we're expecting Vandala Patrick anytime very soon to begin our discussion. This is the OK Morning Rush. Today is Prayer Day in Liberia, a day declared by the president.
Arise and take your place. The flag of Liberia is flying up. It's flying on the time. Showing allegiance, showing loyalty to this nation, Liberia, land of Liberia.
We say bon voyage to all of our colleagues who left the country this morning for the People's Republic of China, our own Nyanti Tokba, Masa Khan and Tele. We wish you all of the best. And to all of our other colleagues from all other media institutions on your way to China this morning, we wish all of you the very best, hoping that whatever training you will acquire will help shape your journalism career, make significant impact to the Liberian media.
The whites on the flesh is for purity. The star is for republic.
Today is the birthday of my nephew,
And it's our home.
Roberto Clark,
Declaration of
the
Independence
son of Robert George Clark.
was signed in 18.
Roberto, good morning. Uncle is passing by to say happy birthday, Roberto.
Republic.
You're growing,
Shining
not just in age, but in wisdom and everything. And may God grant your heart desire, my son.
showing allegiance, showing loyalty to this nation, Liberia. If my people who are called by money, we humble themselves and seek my face, I will rise and heal their nation. Liberia will rise again. Nations will come to your rising. I prophesy. Kingdom will come to your light. Together, let's speak of peace. Cause in unity we will build our nation. Arise, Liberia, arise. Arise and take your place. Whatever the workers are eating, arise and take your place. The fair
The man bearing the Vandala Patrick's name is already in studio.
is flying over.
We'll begin our discussion very shortly. Campaigners for change.
Showing loyalty to this nation.
Labor his show on all in the country.
In union, success is ours.
Okay, we'll bring down the music. Vandala Patrick has been arrested. He's been jailed. He's looking for him. He has called a press conference. He's done. You know, there's always time, the energy, the zest, and everything. Our democracy will always thrive, you know. And like I've always said to people, Liberia has never gotten short of men and women. Every regime, you know, there are people who will be close to the president, and you hear their name ringing everything. You know, George Weah time, it was the Samuel Toer, the McGill, the Fina Bondo, and the Calasco, and all these people. People will complain, oh, that Calasco didn't want, that the other president, that McGill didn't want. Right now, it is the Samuel Kofi Woos. It is the who else? I can hear one woman name, I really know her. They call her Maureen. I hear her name ringing to my ears now. That Maureen didn't do it. That mankability then. That Maureen didn't do it. You know, there'll always be people around the president. Sometimes I say to yourself, ask yourself a question. Sometimes, after many years, when some of these people leave power with proximity to the president, all that kind of thing, you watch them. If you answer those questions that will come about where are they now, what are they doing, blah, 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 it puts you in the right mood. Sometimes when you have that same kind of opportunity, then you do it rightly. Vandala Patrick is right here in studio. He's our guest this morning. We'll talk Wild Range. I see him write too much about Zone Lion. We'll talk about Zone Lion, the company, I think, from Ghana. Vandala will write too much. He's also talking about the situation at the Lofa County University. You know, the other day I talked to the university's president, Dr. Puda. And then one guy, brave guy, one employee, the guy called on the radio, the man said, today, I think the president come and sack me, but I will say the truth. The man lied. The man wanted to put a check in my knee and all kinds of things. Vandala, I've heard him talk about those things. So we'll talk about a lot of them today. Vandala, good morning. It's always good to have you, man.
Well, Clarence, good morning. And let me say to the listening public, it's good to be here. I know many of you are observing the National Fast and Prayer. Did you pray this morning?
I did. I usually would do.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I usually would. I don't know what you can do.
No, I do that. You want me to pray?
In Gisi?
No.
You ought to pray in Gisi? Yeah? I I catch a guy. No way.
No, I can do
The
that.
man
No,
gotta
trust
go
me.
concert.
No, I can do that.
I say God help the people.
No,
You
no,
want
no, no.
to you
I
want-
can even sing in Kisi, you know.
No singing by obvious.
No, no, no. I can pray.
You may
Man,
even sing in any
the
dialect
only
like
thing,
Kisi.
the only thing, even if I pray, you will now understand. So you
Okay,
just
pray. Ebe plaki listen and pray.
plug it in it.
Eh,
Meleka beno njinum balika dileng njinum balika le masa o lengdendeng falo jose nyuma bwaka avana choto sa avalo kolinhua dileng me falo dimina ye a nchochie njinum balika njema mala lengdendeng Liberia misanga fangana me njinum balika dala finya apo akokeno amina.
Fandala, you're good. You're good. Some people will not even do that. I mean, some people will not even go 3 seconds and say, hey, man. But in fact, when they pray, you'll be hearing English. Yeah, but you're good. But generally, how are things?
Well, Liberia is good. Like I said, a couple of years ago, I made a solemn decision to leave my comfort zone from the United States after I graduated, worked there for a year, and return to Liberia. I believe we have a lot to contribute to this country in terms of supporting economic development, empowering young people to be the next batch of generational leaders, and of course using our expertise in different sectors of this country. And I think it's good. It's good to be back. There's one thing I enjoy being back. Nobody asks me, well, I'm a black man, I'm a white man. I wake up in the morning, I move. Look, Clarence, this country, we just want our leaders to do the best. You can stay outside Liberia, you work, you get all the money, but there's that feeling for identity. No matter what happens, even people who are in the United States, Canada, and Europe, they're listening this morning. That you wake up in the morning. Look, Clarence, 2018, I used to wake up in the morning, I'm driving under the snow. I'm like, oh my God, I miss my country. You work, you make the money, but it's a capitalist society. Everything will go right back.
You know, one thing that gets with me a lot, every time I go to the U.S., when you guys come from work, some of you, most of you, no child, no wife around, cook for yourself. And I see you walking to whatever, the faucet or whatever, take your dishes, you're washing your own dishes. I'm like,
no, it's a discipline, but
I mean, no, I know it's a discipline, but that the feeling that comes with it. Here in at your home in Kakata, wherever you say, my man, in fact, you can't even call it by the time you finish eating, somebody can.
In fact, they will call you pro.
Yeah.
You park your car pro, come and shine it in here.
I'm like,
you know that unity, that bonding.
Yeah.
But one time I came from work and I'm sitting trying to, I used to do a lot of reading and contributing articles, and my son texted me, and he was not texting like a kid. He texts very well. I'm like, but who using the ball phone? So I call him. I left him when he was 4 years. I went in the state. At that time, he was 8. So he asked me, Daddy, you show you my father like you born me? Really? All the time we can just talk on phone. Papa, tell me that you born me?
Are you serious?
From that day, I made a decision and said, me, I'm going back.
He touched you?
Oh, yes. He really, really hit me. He asked me, my
because
own
he wanted
son.
to feel you.
My own son. I used to lie to him, positive way when he was 4 years. And like, oh, yeah, I'm around. Someday he will be like, I will come. And that boy will be up to 10 o'clock. He doesn't go to bed. And when he was 8 now, his sense of reasoning, and texting. And the good thing about we used to text on phone. We used to text like adult. But that day really hit me. Asking me whether I'm his biological child, a father. And there was nothing I could do. I said, yes, I am. But I'm hustling. But I will soon be coming back.
And I know he was saying, Papa, where are you?
Oh, yes. He doesn't understand, But look, there's nothing worth in this life than being with a family. I could live there, work out thing. Oh, yes, stand for the man. But I never pray for my son to go to America.
Why?
It's a different thing. And America is great. But as a Pan-Africanist, I really don't believe that my sense of reasoning and my orientation. My son cannot, if he wants to, when he get, 18 years, he choose to go to America. But at that time, I couldn't make a decision. There were complexities or problems, and also human behavior also, and giving my own cultural values and what I stand for. Yeah, but giving another opportunity,
It's good you're back home.
also Africa.
I mean, where are you? What are you
My
doing?
man, we here, brother. We moving, we regrouping. I'm the president and CEO
For
of
regroup.
Regroup. Yeah. So we are regrouping. So,
That's
but
good.
technically, it's good to be. It's just that the mosquito just been disciplining us, the rainy season. We hope that the MCC can do a lot of cleaning, sensitize the people, because that's the only thing that gives people problem in this country. Typhoid, malaria.
Okay.
I think once I was
Now,
certified,
let's
people
go
can
to
do something.
the straight to the issue since we don't have too much time. Vanda, I see you write a lot about Zoom Lion, a company that I understand is bidding or has bidded for a project in Liberia. I see a lot of Liberians talk about Zoom Lion. Why are you so much about the company? Why?
No, Zoom Lions, Clarence. In as much as we came to, and I'm happy that you brought this in.
Yeah.
Before going to the major issue and other part of your topics. Zoom Lion is a criminal company.
You think so?
Is a criminal company, has established a record of criminality in this country. You remember sometime in 2013, the World Bank, I sent you that information, the World Bank banned Zoom Lion because it was inflicting vultures and giving mis and disinformation in their operations, and they were benefiting from the World Bank project to clean our cities. It established a record of criminality. In fact, since they left this country, what kind of infrastructure you can boast about them? It's almost like you have a company, after operating for like 10 years. There's no infrastructure. They never train our people. They have no logistical or something here. They took everything and they ship it back to Ghana. Even right in Ghana, as we speak, I send you also an investigative journalist profile.
Yeah, I just saw it this morning.
Profile Zoom Lion. Right in Ghana, where they came from. They dupe the people, they carry on bad labor practices, leading the government of Ghana to terminate the contract they have with the Ghanaian government. Imagine the Ghanaian government terminated its contract with Zoom Lion. But then Zoom Lion is coming back in Liberia. Whoever that allows Zoom Lion to enter our market to bid for this $210 million, that individual or groups of individuals are not doing well for this country. Let me remind you, this president is on record for suspending and dismissing people for acts of criminality, or if you smell with corruption scent. Not even before the LACC can audit. But because there are information that you are corrupt, the president has suspended people. Then what more about a company that work here, dupe our people, got banned by Liberia's most respected ally in terms of economic support? The World Bank banned them because they were existing as a criminal empire. They banned them for 2 years, that they should not pay for any World Bank project. That means you have already established a record of criminality. You lost integrity. A government like this one, when the president is on record of dismissing and suspending people for criminality, then you bring a company that operated here, establish a record of criminality, and you allow them to bid for $210 million
But probably
for waste management, so we can clean our city.
The government, through whatever institution, might not know the record of these
But
people.
we are telling them
people
that they
like
know.
you raise it now. Why don't you help the MCC with these kinds of evidence?
Yeah, we have provided these evidence to the MCC, and we are making this case right now. I've been writing on Facebook. Facebook is a social media platform that allows me. In fact, 90% of our public officials, they read Facebook, they participate. They are also there, propagating the government, significant impact it is making in the Liberian society. And so everybody is, even if you don't read it, somebody will take it and send it to you.
What do you know what was the company, the Zoom Lion? What were they doing in Liberia that made the World Bank to buy them for whatever?
So number one, they were involved in the solid waste. They were inflating vouchers. The work they did not do, that what they were telling the World Bank they were doing, something like that. So they were not paying the workers very well. The places they're supposed to clean, they were not doing that. It's like you receive money and you don't perform the tax. Until the World Bank got to know that Zoom Lion was not acting in line with the money or the funding provided by World Bank to the government of Liberia for Zoom Lion to clean our city. They did not. So as a consequence, the investigation was launched, a comprehensive one, collected all the data and saw that Zoom Lion was a fraudulent institution. You know what it means for World Bank to ban you? That you cannot pay for a World Bank project for 2 years? It means there was a substantial evidence.
Probably the 2 years have elapsed.
Oh, but you established...
So the company could have new management team now.
No. So are you suggesting that people who stole money on Ellen or where they were fired and maybe they pay some of the money? So you want JMB now to appoint them in government because they didn't pay?
No,
because that's what you want to say.
No, my reasoning is, for example, when you say the World Bank banned it for 2 years.
No, the idea is criminality. We don't want a company with a mutilated characteristics to come back.
Why?
There are other companies that could be given.
Why if the management team has been changed?
No. My brother, the records are there using the same name. The name has not been changed. The headquarters has not been changed. The owner has not been changed. Everything is intact. So that means there is a consistent record of leadership structure. It has not been changed. You understand? It has not been changed. The name still remains Zoom Lion. And it's coming. Have you seen a radio worship in the church where the lion is the bishop? That deer rather die insane than to go for salvation in the church where the lion is the bishop and the life is taken away. Character, identity. These are significant issues you have to look at. The fact that we say Zoom Lions, like the people that were here, they stole from us. You understand? Even during the war, there were people who killed people. When you hear them today, they say, this person is the first thing you start to worry. You think about their criminal record, their human rights violations. You don't look at what is happening now. They say, forgive your enemies, but don't forget their name. Because you forget the name of your enemy, you become a fool. Tomorrow, that individual can change strategies and come for you. We are saying there are better companies to pay for the waste management project in this country than bringing Zoom Lion, who dupe our system, cause problem for us in this country. Even right in Ghana, currently, they are involved in criminal activities.
Okay,
Ghanaian journalists are beating them left and right. Their contracts are terminated. They want to see Liberia as a fallback position to come again. We are asking this president, don't do it, Mr. President, because you are on record for suspending public officials who smell with corruption, who are engaged in corruption. But these people, they were convicted. The Zoom Lion people, they were convicted.
Okay, Vandala, thank you.
Let's move on. Come here.
I just wanted to gauge your opinion on the Zoom Lion thing because I see you write too much about it. Now, from the moment you started participating in the elections in Magibi, I started seeing video of you moving from ghettos and going to abandoned areas, talking to these less fortunate Liberians. In fact, you used that as one of your campaign messages when you were contesting. Even after the elections, you came here and were still talking about the guys, the less fortunate people taking drugs. My question is just directly to this whole drug issue. Do you think, the government is bringing out the intention? Is the government, in your opinion, intentional about this drug issue? How do we go about it? We are losing a whole generation, and all of us keep talking. Practically nothing seems to really being done,
I think the drug issue in this country is a social problem. Everybody is involved or should be involved. In every high school, out of 10 students, you either have 4 that are taking drugs, or 7% that know about drugs, or they're planning to take drugs, or they are taking drugs. It can be opium, it can be different things. You remember some time ago, this country people don't listen. When this issue of, Good Friday started where the students go on the beaches. We raised an alarm and all our parents were arguing. It's a freedom association. There are no activities in the schools and the students should go on the beaches. It started from there. Today it has entered our homes. It's a social problem. It's not just a government thing, but government has a serious responsibility to ensure that funding are provided to the LDA. Right now, LDA is talent. They can't boast of more than 5 pickups or vehicles. I can guarantee you. You see the LDA office, it does not look like people who are fighting drugs. They need to be improved. The facility is now up to standard. And they have competent men and women within the LDA, I can tell you. But they lack the financial and logistical support. It defeats the purpose for which they even went there. You have almost 1,000 persons who are volunteer, action agents. They have not been employed. How can somebody fight drugs? Every day only arrested the other person with 400,000, 1 million worth of drugs, this and that. They still reporting it. Whether they keeping some and reporting some, but at least we have seen evidence where some of them have demonstrated a high degree of integrity to ensure that drugs is not in our country. They apprehend individuals. Just recently at the Roberts International Airport, they should claim the attention of every Liberian. In other countries, you will see public and private institutions coming together giving money. We want to see ministries and agencies of government like LPRC, like the NPA, like the SOEs that collect a lot of money to make donations to the LDA, to give them logistical support, that these guys will be able to move in the ghetto, not just to arrest, but provide some form of counseling for these individuals so that we can totally fight drugs. But lastly, I think this is a signature project of the president, and for the fact that drugs is overwhelming the country, and in fact, it is seen as one of those campaign messages in the 2023 election. Oh, Kush must go, Kush must go. But under this leadership, we want this president to be very robust so that he cannot be perceived as a president who makes statements and he does not live by that. Our ministry and agency or government should understand the fight against drugs is a national endeavor and the president's signature. They should support this process. But look at the budget of the LDA. Now more than $5 million. How do they expect to fight drugs across this country?
Other people are arguing that we need massive awareness across the country. Yeah, yes. Empowering the DA is important. Other people are arguing that we need to teach anti-drug messages in our schools. We need to include it in our curriculum.
I do agree, and civic education should be introduced. I don't know why it was taken. It should be reintroduced. And in other countries like the United States, Sweden, government cannot do it alone. They hire civil society organizations and mentors and coaches to develop programs. Maybe you take about 10 schools. Your job is to speak against drug and disabuse the minds of students, maybe in 5 public school or 10 public school, and maybe the budget like $25,000. I mean, for the period of 1 year, you will make significant impact. But here, people don't support ideas. Most Africans are not moved by ideas. They are moved by food, money, and everything. So people are here, they get collective ideas, they got good ideas, but they will not be supported. At the end of the day, government will tell you they will not get money, but they spend on other, areas that are not significant with reference to the fight against drugs in this country.
Vandella Patrick is here. You still have the campaign for change?
Oh, I have resigned.
Okay, you resigned.
I have served in that capacity, and I'm in the process of making the transition and selecting the best people to take from there.
Okay.
I think we play our role since 2004 to now. I think we did a great job.
Are you following the situation too at the Lofa University?
I have been following the situation at Lofa University. As a matter of fact, I was in Lofa, I think 3 months ago, and I plan to have this leadership program in community colleges that I developed sometime 2021 when I was staying in school in the U.S. Apart from students just going for academics, I've not seen some of those leadership programs in various colleges and universities. So I've identified a few institutions, and I went for some assessment, in Lofa to see whether it can be practical. But what I got up from there, it was, at that time, I felt that this cannot be, because this is the home of the president. For the Lofa University College to be dangling in the web of corruption, I felt that it was a problem, and the problem, is right at the doorstep of the president of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Numa Boakai. I thought that matter would have been, resolved. Unfortunately, it allowed the LACC to step in. They have completed their investigation with reference to widespread allegations of corruption. You are talking about 410,000 that cannot be accounted for, $13.3 million.
410,000?
Yes, that cannot be accounted for. 13. But go and read it.
I thought the president was only talking. The president of the university was only talking about some.
No.
3,000 something.
No, hey, right now we are past that level. Where we are now, the LACC has conducted its investigation. It's no longer about speculation. It is about time that this president takes an immediate action to ensure justice, academic freedom is restored at the Lofa College University.
No, Vandala, wait a minute. I'll just come in. Wait a minute for the sake of the public. Wait, other than what Dr. Poda told me,
I don't know why he told you.
Because let me tell you what Dr. Poda told me was that when he took over as president of the university, there were a lot of things. The Internal Audit Agency, the Ministry of Finance, they did some audits there, and they recommended some things. Based on that, he had to fire the HR and the controller, and subsequently wrote the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission to intervene and do some investigation. So recently, he himself was there. So what he said to me was that corruption is fighting back because he tries to clean the system. People are also accusing him of corruption, and the Anti-Corruption Commission are investigating.
I didn't know
to conclude, he said, they lie on him on something as $3,000 plus something dollars that the board had written him, requesting that the board wanted to have a refresher workshop or whatever, and that the board wanted that money. So he talked to the controller, signed the papers to get the money, but the retreat was not held. And so the board gave the money back, and the money is in the institution's cover. I interviewed here. But then a staff of the university called me and said that was not true on the radio, that Dr. Poda took that money to give it to the daughter of the co-chair of the board to travel out of the country. And that guy won Kamara, something like that. He said, in fact, they wanted to issue the check in his name, but he refused. But now you're telling me about 400,000+.
No, but it's only
who's implicated.
No. Listen, of course, the president who was running the affair, it did not happen. It happened under his watch.
Dr. Poda, you mean?
Yeah. From and the audit was conducted from 2024 to now. This audit is not about maybe 1960 or no. Everything that is mentioned in the audit has to do with him. And I'm happy you mentioned that an internal audit was conducted, and based on recommendations from the internal audit, he had to fire some people, right?
Yeah.
So now the LACC is also up with an investigation. I'll give you an example. When I went to Lofa University, there was this student that came to me, as a matter of fact, he was a scholarship beneficiary, from our institution, Campaigners for Change. You know about that, Ben Bowling in the mind. So this young man came, he said, Patrick, we have a problem here, we follow you on the radio. He said, but the president of the university is selling books to us that are now approved, by the Ministry of Education. And the sad part was he's doing agriculture, but he's been made to buy a book. One of them is called Save the State. $5.
Yeah, I think he presented me one before.
Yeah. Save the State, $5. Citizenship, $10. Whether you are in the area of public administration, accounting, or whatever, you are forced to buy the book. If you are doing agriculture, and other areas, you are also forced to buy the book. For me, this is wrong.
What's wrong with that?
No, let me say this.
Even though the book was written by him,
Yeah.
but before he took over as president of the college, but it is an academic material.
No, it's academic, but it's immaterial to students in agriculture, students in public health, students in different areas. Because they have to read books that will enable them to be good agriculturalists or farmers in this country. I do agree, but you cannot force somebody. It has to be approved. It has to be approved by the Ministry of Education, National Commission on Higher Education. So are you suggesting you just read book, you go to any high school, you go impose it? Is that what you're saying? Even right here at Don Bosco, I think where Mary Lorraine, those books they sell to the student, it has to be approved. Once it is approved and sanctioned, you go ahead and give it to the students. But the students are just allowed to buy it. Nobody is teaching. I went to school in the United States. Professors who write their books, they teach from their books. I have many professors. Dr. Ron Harvest, he's one of those renowned professors at the John F. Kennedy School of Government. He writes his book. It's online. They give you the books. Everything is in your tuition. He teach from his book. Here, those students that are buying the books, nobody is teaching the book to them. They don't know what citizenship is. Citizenship, $10. Save the State, $5. Look, we have to be very serious. For me, I'm not saying the intent is bad, but the process, making it mandatory for students to buy. Who does this money go to? It goes to him.
But was Dr. Porter in any way implicated in any of the LSCC's report?
Yeah, talking about administrative malfeasance. Everything is inclusive. Another thing is that, okay, you fire or suspended the vice president for academic affairs and the controller and then the HR on conditions that they were implicated in the internal audit. But here's the big one. Internal audit and the LACC. The LACC is the mean one. And dump it on your head to say you cannot account for $410,000. You cannot also account for $13.3 million. You talk about that particular the check you talk about.
The check issue,
Yeah, issue that. These things running a public institution. And the only reason, LACC, there are some cases when LACC does not have interest in it, they'll throw it outside. You know that, right?
No, I thought they should be.
No. Sometimes when it does not have mandate, it almost like court.
Oh, that's what you mean. You mean when there's no evidence?
Yeah, they throw it out.
But obviously.
But this other one is completed. It's on their website. It is completed. The allegations are there, and what is missing is there. So we are saying this president is already on record. The president of the university. Internal audit, you took action. You suspended or fired certain people. So this audit report from the LACC is also indicting you. So are we saying here that the LACC, investigation that $13.3 million Liberian dollar cannot be accounted for, $410 million, or 410,000 cannot be accounted for? So are we saying who should take responsibility? The people that were fired, or so the president does not have any role to play in this? He too must step aside to allow an independent groups to take them to court. The people he dismissed, because it was clear that the internal audit found them guilty, he had to take action, right? So the LACC is also saying you cannot account for these amounts. So we are also saying step aside, or the president allow him to step aside, or the board of the local university college should also ask him to step aside And then the president can take all of them to the court to exonerate themselves. Because he's on record. Clarence.
Probably the LCC has not communicated this with the office of the president. Normally, I think
the report is there. It's there. Go on the website.
No, I'm not talking about his website. Probably maybe the president.
But the president is under obligation to listen. There were cases where the LCC did not write the president.
Anyway, Dr. Boda promised to make himself available maybe next week for a discussion because he said he's done nothing wrong.
No, I do agree, but other people who are accused, they always say they did nothing wrong. Come to understand. We saw the case of Nuka. Nuka boss said she did nothing wrong. And they had to send her to the LACC. We see the case of John Momo. James Momo from MCC. He said he did nothing wrong. He's now to the LACC. We saw the case of people from LTA. They said they did nothing wrong. As a matter of fact, he has challenged that decision. So we are saying, look, Clarence, this president, we are backing him. And in fact, the president of the Local University College make it very clear now. Because an audit report, internal audit was done. And he took action to say these people were corrupt, suspended them, and fired some of them. Fine. That is a very good administrative issue. Then under his watch, other people felt that he was engaged in acts of corruption. They complained him to the LACC. LACC conducted investigation. They also accused the university. Who is the head of the university? He is the one. So can we also say he has to step aside? Or the president should fire him or dismiss him or suspend him pending court action? So look, what you do to Paul, it should also be done to Peter. You suspended your friends because an internal audit said that they were corrupt. LACC is also saying that you two, you are corrupt. Why are you still doing at the Local University College?
Okay, Vandala.
You need to go and step aside or exonerate yourself.
So let's conclude right here with the recent oration delivered by Reverend Emmett Dunn, Liberia's 178th Independence Day orator. Did you follow him?
I follow him.
Do you agree with him?
I agree with him 100%. And I also agree with the acknowledgement.
You want, how do you fix? Okay, yeah.
I also agree with him on the issue of reminding the government that 2029 is not a promise, that the government should focus on doing what it has promised the Liberian people, fight corruption, improve the welfare of our people, do not take opposition as enemies. They are partners in progress of the state, because if the opposition does not exist, the government will not function, because we saw in time past, our brothers used to say, Josiah will succeed, he will deliver 24 years, you get 6 years to suffer, we will lick it, and we were there reminding them, like in the book of Julius Caesar. There was this old man, Julius Caesar, was going to the capital. He said, Caesar, beware of the eyes of man. He said, oh, the men are drunk. He not listening. Today, where are they? They are in opposition. We are also saying that the orator was clear to say, look, the president has to be deliberate. There's suspension, he needs to stop it and fire people.
You think so too?
Yes. Fire the people. They haven't, but you got presidential power. In fact, my brother, the president can say, you, Lola, you looking short in my eye. At the time I'm pointing you, you were tall, but right now you look short, you are fired. That is the presidential authority to hire and fire at will. You not see anybody go to court and say, oh, the president fired me and this and that. No, that's my authority. He has the right. So don't give people rooms to say, I will suspend you when there are grave allegations of corruption, especially when audit reports are conducted, such as the case of the local university. Right in your hometown, if you fail to clean the mess, but you are punishing other people in other areas, that would be an inherent contradiction. I agree with the orator. This president needs to be decisive. And between you and myself, I think if he continues on this pace, I can guarantee you there will be fear in public officials. One of the things every leader should do is to have command and control mechanism. When you walk to a ministry, let somebody know the president is here. Peace be to his arches. The late Richard Tubman, when I used to work at the National Investment Commission, when he shows up, you know that a man has shown up. Not to intimidate, but he holds you accountable. He will work in the Department of Public Relations. Mr. Patrick, where is that document? In no time, I'm like, here is it. He said, okay, thank you. When he's working, you know. We don't want to see the presidency being disrespected and people treating it as a family thing because I come from one political party. If this president continue on this path, you know the other time I was criticizing. I said this president was not in charge. Apparently, maybe the driver has been changed, and he's sitting there. I saw his own nephews, family-related people. He fired them, suspended some of them. Who thought Steve Zago could go? Who thought James Momo could go? Who thought the guy from LTA could go? So for me, I'm not saying he's right. If the people feel that the president did wrong, they can go to court and exonerate themselves. But I think we need a legally robust law in this country that will instill fear and discipline. Meaning fear that people will be afraid to steal. And discipline for people to do the work that the Liberian people elected them for.
Okay,
so we want to, I agree with the orator. He was blunt, but you know the problem in this country, when we were saying the same thing, they say we're not let the president. But they gave a platform to someone right in their midst and big senses in their head. Then they clapping. You see the contradiction? So because we have to serve as orator before they listen to us. But thank you very much to the orator. He did very well.
Remind me about the late fellow we say, he said the government can only listen to IMF and the World Bank.
But Clarence, look, we want to see, look, every step, there's no small corruption, there's no big corruption. Corruption is corruption. Because destroying the country starts small. It does not start at a higher scale. People who are stealing 1 million, 10 million today, they started with maybe check, 2,005, small thing, $300. At one point in time, they developed that ambition to get more. We need a country that is cleansed. Okay. We need a country where our leaders are robust.
We will hold you there and go to the telephone lines at 0777-700-995. Vandela Patrick is here. He's commented on Zoom Live, went to the Lofa University there about the LCC report. Yeah, I think I got a report here. Somebody sent it to me. I'll look at it and then we can talk about it tomorrow and move on. Let's take this call. Good morning.
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Seb Blamadoma, and I call you from a Happy Corner resident.
Blamadoma, let's hear you.
Yeah, Clarence, I listened to Big Brother Sandra Patrick elaborated on the issue of Zoom Lion. And if what Mr. Patrick is saying is proving, and there are evidence to prove that Zoom Lion have been convicted and they have been bound for 2 years by the World Bank, and then their contract have been terminated by the Ghanaian government, then I think they don't have a space in our country. We don't have to accommodate them here. And secondly, to our president, if our president should be robust in the issue of fighting corruption, he has to be holistic. You can't be fighting corruption, then corruption happening right in your backyard. Right in your backyard, then you ignoring it. You acting like you're hearing it every day, people complaining. And then you ignore it, and then you say you are fighting corruption.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Clarence Jackson.
Good morning, sir.
And thank you for everybody for the topic on the discussion, and thank you to Mr. Pantala in the studio. He has said it all, because one of the reasons for me I always emphasize on is suspending people. Mr. Jackson, if you have a child in the hospital, and they happen that they accuse them for something and you beat them. Mm-hmm. Not only beating them, but you should find out whether it was true that he told this thing, and if he told it, what he did with it. Mm-hmm. So in this country, suspending people in power, I think is good, but we have to find out to know whether it is true. Because corruption has become prevalent in the country, that everywhere now, corruption everywhere. You hear today the other person they fire, the more they fire the other person, they are firing the people. Where is their body? We can't find their body. And in the country, we got to be a serious abolitionist. Thank God that we have a president that acknowledges God and that will recommend that people should go to that very religious area and seek the face of God, so that God can be able to help us in the country.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Clarence, thank you for having me on your platform. I'm CRC Monan Super Junior of the Interlegislative District 14. Let's say good morning to Vandala and the captain of the retreat commander. You know, I want to elaborate following the show this morning. Clarence, let me appreciate Vandala Patrick for his analysis this morning, but I somehow want to disagree with him that the president should dismiss the local country university president. Clarence, I remember when you physically fought the president of the local country university. He said that corruption is fighting back. And I agree, you and I will agree that corruption will always fight back. Whenever you stand tall, fight against corruption, there will be others who will stand to fight you because they have been benefiting from the source of corruption. However, I want to disagree with the orator of the 1 year on the 8th Independence Day that the president should not suspend, but rather he should dismiss. I would rather say the president should suspend and investigate, and if the president is indicted or the president is guilty, then you can fire them, but you can't just go ahead and dismiss people just because of allegation of corruption. Mind you, our law is innocent unless they are proven and they are proven guilty.
Okay, thank you. Hello.
Hello, I'm John Esposito calling you from District 15.
Yeah, let's hear you. You say your name?
John Esposito.
Okay, Mr. Corser, let's hear you.
Yeah, I want to appreciate you, Clarence Johnson, and your guest in studio. Yeah, I really appreciate you for elaboration. When Zoom Lion is not a qualified company, we need a Liberian to stand up to at least show that on stand to take care of our own country, like cleaning up. Yeah.
Okay,
It
thank
will
you.
be better.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. My name is Thomas Human. I live 540.
Yeah.
Good morning to your studio guest. I think he spoke all. But I think corruption is killing off with the citizens like because I think the president needs to think fast. It's not only suspending. I think he needs to go across to ask for him to bring all the things they still back in the Liberian couple of people because we are suffering all in the community. And also, I listened to the Independence Day, the orator he spoke well, we come to the church in Liberia. I think they are doing bad to the country too. They're not helping the country, they're not helping the government. All they do, they take taxes, they take offerings. End of the day, they're not going to get back to the memo, like Independence Day, like holidays coming. I think the churches need to put their foot in ground to help the country too. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's hear you. Good morning. Final caller.
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning. Good morning.
Clarence, this is Henry Danuwaji P. from 540, Congo Town.
All right, Henry.
Yeah, my brother, what our brother there was discussing, they are the real thing. You see, the Zoom Lion. A Zoom Lion have been a problem before, and we are trying to rescue this country. We shouldn't be dealing with such a people like that.
But the government ain't hired them here for anything. I think they only apply for something.
Yeah, so that's why we are telling the government now that do not accept them. Don't accept the people then because they have problem in their own country and then they have problem with all before.
Okay. Let's come back to Vandala. You listen to the caller. I think only one person seemed to disagree with me.
Yeah. I think, Clarence, I want to respectfully disagree with the individual who says that the president should not dismiss the president of the Lofa College University. The president must act now. He knows what is good because President Bwaka is on record of, suspending people even before LACC can investigate. There are instances or examples where the president suspended people, like, Noka boss was suspended and she was taken to the LACC for investigation. MCC boss, MCSS boss was also suspended. The same thing with the LTA and several other persons. So right in his backyard, we are saying the president, in the spirit of transparency and accountability. This is not a force. This is just our opinion asking him that he has to act. Because you just told me, Clarence, that when you spoke to the president of the Lofa County University, he told you when he took over, he decided to clean the mess,
Yeah,
which
he said
is
that.
good, internal audit, and the recommendations that were made, he acted upon that. So these people were no longer in the employ of the Lofa University, but other things happened under his watch that other people too went and complained. The only reason he instituted, an internal audit, because he made complaints that things were not right. So under his watch, other people say, look, you know what? You are now also, we thought you coming to clean anything here, but you didn't clean anything. In fact, you are getting involved in certain things. We are also going to ask the LACC to investigate you. It is said that those who claim equity must come with clean hands. So the LACC has also gone, conducted an investigation, audit reports, and they say you cannot account for certain amounts. So is it not really fair at this time that he steps aside so that those who have the integrity to lead the Lofa County University, I think it's a moral thing to do. If he cannot, the president must act. This thing is not about beating around the bush. People are suspended based on audit reports. So people have to be accountable. So it's not about, corruption fighting back. That is a blatant lie. Corruption is not fighting back. But they are holding you accountable because you came with accountability and people expect you to be accountable. On the issue of Zoom Lion, look, Clarence, we cannot allow any company to come here, defraud our people, steal from us, go and come back. The records are there. Have you heard Librarian saying the records are there? The records of criminality of Zoom Lions are there. So to even allow them to get in the market space of Liberian government to bid for this $210 million waste management project, it is a slap in the face in the fight against corruption. It is also trying to undermine, the tenets of our democratic values and principles, because people with criminality are being dismissed or suspended, and you bring in a company is not going to help us. This president, on this day where we are praying, I pray the angels will visit him. I pray that people who are around him this morning, they will tell him, Mr. President, you on record of firing or suspending your officials because they smell or they steal from public institutions. Do not bring anyone with criminal record. Okay. On the issue of Lofa University, that is your own backyard. Mr. President, you have to take appropriate action now that the LACC has conducted its investigation and it is on its website. God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Vandala Patrick was here as our guest this morning on this National Prayer Day. God bless Liberia. Tomorrow morning we'll be back here with the Thursday, July 31st edition. That will be the last day in the month. Thanks to all of you, man. My name is Piso. Thanks to Blessing Neiman. Bye.